guys, it's Jeff, and I've got a question for you. Have you ever hired a travel agent and realized that instead of planning your dream vacation, they were planning their own instead? They just weren't listening to your wants and needs. Well, I've got a solution for you thanks to our Season 4 sponsor. Adventure is Out There Travel specializes in making sure that you get to do exactly what you want on your next Disney dream vacation. What specific type of magic do you want coming your way on the Disney vacation? They'll find out and hook you up, taking care of all of the heavy lifting. They're a full-service travel agency specializing in cruises, tours, single-night stays, and of course, the Disney vacation of a lifetime. So go ahead and visit adventureisoutthere.travel.com for your free, no-obligation quote.
Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And Patrick Dougal.
What up?
Before we get to the news,
Yeah.
we have to have a Disney movie review.
Walt Disney Studios presents action, romance, fantasy, and comedy. Now here are thoughts on the latest presentation from Walt Disney Studios in the Disney Movie Review.
This is a requirement because one of the greatest films of all time came out. Newsies.
Moana?
No, Newsies. Oh my goodness. So Newsies has had its run on the big screen. We got a nice little surprise because it did so well that they added another date. I went again.
Yeah?
I saw it 3 times on the big screen.
I saw it once.
I have problems.
I was
man.
gonna see it again on the new date, and then I just was lazy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So overall, I mean, obviously we've both seen the stage show, but what did you think of this movie?
It's great. I mean, it's great.
It's better than great. I would
great.
say it's as enjoyable as seeing it live, which is really tough to do. Where did you see it? You just saw it in an AMC, right? I saw it originally the opening night at the El Capitan, and Kenny Ortega did like a preview video, just like a little thank you video. He's like, I wanted to be there, but couldn't, one of those types of things. And I thought it was going to be like before the movie all the time, anywhere, but apparently they only did it at the El Cap. So it was kind of nice and cool. And then one of the cast members was there as well. Who was it? It was Nico. Nico was there for like a Q&A after, and it was a lot of fun. And the Pantages Theater ended up buying out the El Cap for like their subscribers or something. So it was awesome. I got to tell you, I think that Cara Lindsay's performance is even better on the big screen.
Yeah.
She's the one who has the most subtle performance. And I loved it. Oh my god.
Yeah, for me, I was just like, it's a Fathom event, so I wasn't expecting too much. But I walked in, and it was a packed theater.
Oh,
like I don't know. I'm sure the El Cap was like sold out, but like just a normal AMC, it was packed.
Yeah, if you haven't done a Fathom event before, they do a lot of theatrical things, and I've done several of them, and it's sometimes only you. Like, they're not the most popular things, but I'm super grateful that they still do them. Newsies, different story. Like, a lot of theaters sold out. You know, some of them were putting them in smaller houses, but it did well enough to extend, and there's more announcements that will be coming about it, so you know, once again, hoping for that Blu-ray. But it was stunningly good. I got chills in all the same places. I cried in all the same places. Like, once and for all. It's just, I love it.
And we were at the credits.
And we're in it. Yeah, actually, it's funny. We're in it about like 4 times, but really twice that. Like,
I only saw my once. Like the credit part.
Well, there's twice right before the credits and then during the credits, and there's a few times that we're in there, and I think it's very funny how many people notice because it's pretty dark. Like we're kind of backlit. I saw my big floppy ears from the back at one point as well. I was like, oh, that's me. So it's I mean, stunningly good. I did do a little bit of research because, as we know, this production of Newsies differed a bit from the film. And one of the big changes is the character of Catherine, which basically took over the Bill Pullman character in the film. So I was like, wait a second, we're dealing with a historical figure here, Pulitzer. I'm like, did he even have a daughter? And so I looked this up. He did have a daughter named Catherine, but she died in 1884. Do you remember when Newsies takes place?
1899.
That's right, 1899. So kind of accurate, but like I appreciate the fact that they put enough thought to look into it. I kind of expected him to like not even have any daughters, to be honest. So I was like, that's kind of a win. I appreciate it. Obviously, some liberties were taken. It's incredible, though. If you got a chance to see it, I hope you loved it. And if you didn't see it, more opportunities will come, albeit not the big screen. So I'm excited.
Yay.
Yes. Are you ready for some House of Mouse headlines?
Let's do it.
Hear the latest news from the Walt Disney Company in today's House of Mouse headlines.
So jumping into this, we got some big casting announcements coming out for the new live-action Lion King. We have Mufasa, who is obviously going to be played by James Earl Jones.
You say obviously, but I don't. Why?
Because
I mean, yes, nobody else is Mufasa.
Yeah.
But why?
Because why not?
Because it's the same. Why make the movie if we're gonna do the same stuff?
Well, it's the same voice actor. Okay. But like obviously there's going to be some differences. It's going to be live action.
Yeah.
Who knows? I feel like that would be the only same character they cast. Although I do want Whoopi Goldberg to play.
For me, it's Nathan Lane I want back.
Yeah.
I want Nathan Lane back as well. But I don't want anybody back. Because I'm like, if you're gonna do this, you need a reason to make it different. Like, you can't.
I think there's gonna be a big enough difference.
I don't know.
I'm excited for James Earl Jones coming back from Mufasa.
You know who it should have been?
Who?
Harvey Firestein. Harvey Firestein is Mufasa.
But then I was also thinking of some of the other like. I think it's obviously gonna be a all American or all African American voice cast, which. It's great. Donald Glover will be playing Simba. They just say Simba. I assume he's playing adult Simba.
Adult Simba, I would assume.
There's no young Simba that's been announced.
I think it would have been cool if Jonathan Taylor Thomas was now adult Simba. That would have been kind of
See,
cool.
But that wouldn't. It would be
listen,
enough of a difference.
To me, it's the whole James Earl Jones thing is enough. Like I'm like, okay, we're going there. Let's just do it then. Let's just do it.
But then I was thinking about other casting, and I was like, literally, I was thinking like. Idris Elba or like Lupita Nyong'o, but I'm like, those are all the voice casts from Jungle Book.
Yeah, it's well, it's funny because like once you're in the Disney family, you seem to stay there because Donald Glover is also in the Han Solo film, and
well, even so with Jon Favreau, the director,
he
did Jungle Book, and now he's doing Lion King.
Yeah, so good for all.
But
of them.
I wouldn't be surprised if like half the Jungle Book voice cast is now in Lion King as well.
Probably, it's just. I don't know. It's crazy. I was surprised to hear about James Earl Jones. I do get it. It's kind of like having Darth Vader with that. Like, his voice is so iconic that I think you immediately latch onto him as a character when he does a voice for it. But I was a little disappointed saying, "Oh, how creative!" You know, like it was disappointing in that sense. But
I think it's like the sense of if and when they ever do Aladdin, like who's gonna voice Genie?
Yeah, I'm still for that. And this is going against what I just said, but I think this is a different case. I'm all about taking Robin Williams' audio from the film and stuff that was cut from the film and making that work.
I don't think they could get anyone else that could fill.
I think they're going to, but I don't think it'll ever be, that'll be an interesting thing that happens. Some more movie news we got was a new trailer for Dead Men Tell No Tales. They seem to be pumping these things out regularly now. I mean, you know how I feel about Pirates of the Caribbean, but these trailers are really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm gonna probably see Pirates 5 in theaters.
I probably won't. Maybe if it's a free screening, maybe. I just feel like they're really good at marketing these films, and like I actually checked IMDb to see if there was a running time yet, and there wasn't one. But my guess is going to be like 2.5 hours. I'm like, okay, that means there's 45 minutes of action that Jeff DePaul is just going to want to sleep through. So, I don't know. First of all, a young Jack Sparrow. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did we know this was coming?
No, but I think there's been this technology has been thrown into so many movies lately.
Yeah.
I feel like they're like, why not? I mean, you didn't see it, but in Civil War, there's a
Oh, I saw it
very
in
young
trailers. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. It started with like a kid's jingle. And it was there's this weird thing that's going on now where they take like innocent children's music and make it creepy and slow it down, and they're starting to put this in a lot of trailers. I kind of love this trend personally. It's not very unique anymore, but it's a pretty cool trend. And one of the things that I got most excited about in the trailer, which is super nerdy, but the castle,
It's like a shipwreck fortress thing.
Yeah, it's like Skull Rock and a shipwreck, and I love when they get creative with the castle, which they seem to like on every film now. So I'm pretty into that.
I mean, I saw Pirates 1 through 3 in theaters. I didn't see 4 in theaters. I think I only like watched halfway through 4 and got bored.
Are you gonna watch it all before you go see 5?
Maybe.
They're pretty standalone, aren't they?
Yeah. No. 2 and 3 are like a back-to-back stories.
Okay.
1 is, and then 4 is. But and now. I don't know. It just looks good. Like the effects look good. It looks like they actually like we messed up on 4. Let's try to fix this.
I would say we messed up on 2, 3, 4, but I will. It definitely intrigues me. I just don't think it's my type of movie. But
my thing is that it seems like they're still sticking with the same formula. I don't know why they always have to have like like they have
pirates?
They always have to have like the Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley couple with the two younger
he
guys.
is very reminiscent of Orlando Bloom. I'm like, for a second I was like, wait a second, is he supposed to be like a younger Orlando or what's going on? But no, that wasn't the only trailer that came out. What else is going on?
We got a DuckTales trailer.
Yeah,
with some of the new voice cast as well as the animation style and whatnot. People are freaking out over David Tennant, which is
as Scrooge McDuck. Freaking out in a good or bad way?
Good way. I mean, well, I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but anyone
he's from Doctor Who.
He's like a doctor.
Okay.
So people are like, oh my god. But I'm not in that fandom.
Yeah. So, you know, my history of DuckTales is I grew up with it, but I wasn't a diehard fan. What I saw of the trailer is they're definitely not going for nostalgia factor here. It's very different. It's kind of like they want to get a whole new generation of kids into this version of DuckTales, which is good, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I feel bad for people who are like waiting for the nostalgia factor because the animation style, it looks like a comic book. It's totally different from what I grew up with. And then the voices are drastically different. I actually didn't like the Scrooge McDuck voice. Like, that's a character that I feel like should be very close to the original. I'm, continuity person here. I like things to make sense in the world. So, but they obviously made a decision to make it very different. They went for it. That's great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really excite me, I gotta say, to be honest. But it was renewed for a second season already.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a very, very funny voice cast. And personally, I like each of the individuals individually. But we'll see.
Remind me now, did Huey, Dewey, and Louie have Donald-like voices? They did, didn't they? Like, they didn't have normal, sweet, like, they had, like, that raspy Donald type of voice, didn't they? I feel like they did. Now I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I'm doubting myself. But regardless, they definitely don't sound like the original.
No.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see how it does. I think it'll bring a new generation of kids up with DuckTales, and the theme song's still there, so that's good. That's kind of, I think, the most important part. Of course, a new recording of it. Actually, is somebody famous doing it? I think it's probably somebody.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like they did announce something.
Yeah, somebody I probably didn't know. Beyond that, as I mentioned earlier, we do have the Han Solo spinoff, and the internet broke on the day that they gave a shot of the cast on set because they started shooting in London, and I just had to laugh because of the reaction of people. Like, people flipped out with this. Star Wars fans are intense.
Yeah.
They're more intense than Disney fans, I feel like, even. Which I guess they're one and the same now. But I don't know. Did you get super excited about this? I was like, okay, they're shooting the movie.
Well, yeah. I mean, I just saw the picture. I'm like, cool, it's in production. Yeah. But there was also a lot of negative reaction to it too.
What was the negative?
It was even just like I don't. They probably just shot it like on the set, and they're like, they looked so happy, or like, I don't know. It was like some weird there. Then people went into details on like who each character's gonna be, and like people are crazy like that. I mean, Woody Harrelson's in it. We have Donald
Which is
Glover.
an interesting choice. Yeah. Woody Harrelson. The new Chewbacca. We have a new actor playing Chewbacca.
There's I don't know. Everyone's freaking out again. The Star Wars universe is weird in terms of other people. It's been a lot of within the last 2 movies. There's been a lot of female main characters, which I don't know why that's a problem in the world, but apparently
people are upset about this.
Yes. And again in the
2017
in
folks.
the photo there was a female in the middle,
Yeah.
and people are crazy.
Only Leia can be the female in Star Wars. I don't. It's funny, but yeah, the people freaked out, and I was really laughing about that. But anyway,
I'm excited.
So that's a lot of movie news. But what's going on in the theme park world?
Well, over at Magic Kingdom, we have a brand new welcome show. It is no longer above the train station as it was. It is now over in the castle, which is interesting because now you're getting to the parks kind of earlier. Before. But I don't know if it's as magical.
I don't think it is. The welcome show is an interesting thing. I don't even know. Is it on a schedule? I feel like it's kind of this.
It's just park open.
Yeah, it's kind of this thing you just kind of show up for, and it's happening, I guess, more than I don't think it's scheduled. It may be, but I loved the welcome show. Actually, when I was just there in October, I woke up really early because it was even an extra Magic Hours day, so really early. Got there in the dark to see the welcome show at the train station, and I'm so glad I did. I'd done it before.
It's great.
But I didn't know it was going away. It's kind of this was abrupt, wasn't it? There was
not a lot of time between the announcement and the actual change.
Yeah, so it's still a great little welcoming, but I'm like, okay, well, we're already in the park. So I guess they're welcoming you to the park. It's less of a rope drop.
I just feel like when it's so cool to have the welcome show start, and then the train comes in.
Oh, that was
characters
so good.
Are on it.
I will say in October that didn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah, it's under construction right now, I think.
Yeah.
But that was a great moment. They all came running out instead of. But I've seen it where the train comes and they're all on the train. It's like beautifully timed and beautifully choreographed and everything. We don't get that so much. It's more of just a hear ye, the Magic Kingdom is open, and all the characters come out. The biggest bummer is no family is brought out on stage. They used to always bring a family out on the train station and say, this is their first trip to Walt Disney World, or whatever the announcement was. It's her birthday. It was cool. Of course, the biggest bummer. Do you know what the biggest bummer is?
What?
Merida is in it.
Oh.
Ugh.
That's like an addition.
Oh, man. It's still great. I would still suggest it to anybody going, but it's not as magical. If you don't know what you're missing, you'll love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if you're used to the older one, I think it's a bit disappointing. But I'm still glad they do it. It's better than them cutting it altogether. So. And I guess it accommodates more people because before it would only be in like the Mickey Floral area, which really doesn't hold a ton of people. So now you can basically be in all of the hub and Main Street and whatever.
I mean, and technically you get in the park a little earlier too.
Yeah, which I think honestly that's part of the reason why they did it, because now you can get in, go to Starbucks, shop while you're waiting for rope drop and stuff. So that makes sense business wise.
Which is what they do at Disneyland. To be honest.
Do they add? They do. They let you into the hub. Yeah. Speaking of like small changes that are going on, when I was there, I watched the trolley show. I'm walking right down the middle of Main Street, USA. I love that little thing. But they weren't on a trolley. They were on one of the cars. And I was like, okay, this is like you're singing "Clang, Clang, Clang" with the trolley, and I'm like,
car.
Yeah, and they're in a car, and I was like, once again, better than nothing. But where's the trolley? I don't like that.
Thunder. Construction.
Yeah. What else is going on in the theme parks?
You tell me.
Oh yeah, we got the Ultimate Disney Classics VIP tour.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
VIP.
The VIP. Yes, the
tour.
VIP tour. Once again, this is one of those special ticketed experiences, which we're seeing more and more of. I have very mixed feelings about this one. So this is basically a cut the line tour.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I would rather them do something like this than like a paid fast pass like we're getting with Max Pass. I think that this is a better way of dealing with that. Of course, it's much more limited and much more expensive. It's $199 on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at the moment. And it's a 4-hour tour, but you're basically hitting all the classic attractions. This is you could take a whole family. There's nothing that like family. It's not like Space Mountain and Grandma's not going to go on. This is Pirates of the Caribbean, Jungle Cruise, Little Mermaid, Dumbo, Small World, Peter Pan, and more. They say, as well as a Mickey Mouse meet and greet. So you're cutting a lot of lines, and being privately guided by a tour guide. So I'm not going to lie. If I were going with somebody for the first time or a crowded day, I'd be like, let's do it.
Yeah. I mean, especially for a crowded day, who knows if they're going to like start surcharging it based on the crowd level. But like, I mean, Peter Pan alone.
Yeah. Like seriously, like these are long, these classics can get long lines. I don't know what time the tour starts. I would assume around 10 a.m. or something. But I don't know. It just seems like it's basically a cheaper way to get your own private guide.
Yeah.
Because what is that for a day? Like, oh, that's a lot more
It's
money.
like $500 an hour.
Per person?
Well, you can have up to 12 people.
Oh,
No.
then that's actually cheaper. No, it's I think the private plaid tour guide is quite expensive, and it's like a minimum of 6 hours you have to pay for.
Yeah.
So it gets crazy. So this is basically a cheaper version of that. I'm not against it. I gotta be, of all like the add-on ticket things, this one offends me less. Yeah. So maybe I'll try it.
But also just get to the park early and get a fast pass.
I guess, yeah. I mean, or just book them in advance and get a fast pass. It's interesting. I'm curious. I think this is a better choice than open the park 3 hours earlier, keep the park open 3 hours late so that you're in a private group of people. Like those are like $120, and that's a lot more people, even though the lines are shorter. This is like, nope, we're going straight to the front. I'd rather put out the extra $80 or whatever it is to get that. So yeah. Anyway, what's going on?
We have a new character breakfast over on Disney's Boardwalk. I can't pronounce the restaurant's name, but it's like Trattoria or something like that.
Trattoria El Forno.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New character breakfast with Little Mermaid and Tangled. So we have Rapunzel and Flynn and Ariel and Eric. It's like a couple's breakfast. It's like very fun.
It does seem cool. It's called the official name for it is the Bon Voyage,
Voyage.
character breakfast. I don't know why Bon Voyage. Like
I don't know, it's on Boardwalk, and they're like, bye.
Oh, okay.
Start your day.
I love Boardwalk. I love the opportunity to do character breakfasts and not have to pay for park admission. I'm sure most people but like, you know, if you have a 7-day vacation, you might buy a 5-day pass or something and have 2 days where you're just doing other stuff. And you're like, oh, we can do a character breakfast that day. So I think that that's great. These are great characters.
Yeah, it's like obviously you don't get Flynn or Prince Eric around that often over there. So yeah, it's a great opportunity to meet those characters.
I do feel like we need one other couple, like Tiana and Naveen or something. Like 4 characters doesn't seem like enough.
Too much.
Yeah. What is this? $34 for adults, $20 for children. So that's not too bad either. And it starts April 2nd. And I love the Boardwalk. I don't spend enough time at the Boardwalk, but I really, really, really like it.
I've spent a good, like, I've rented those like tandem bikes.
I've done that before, yeah.
Gone around.
And you've done Beaches and Cream, kitchen sink. I have never done that. I need to do a kitchen sink.
Yeah.
It needs to happen. Speaking of meet and greets, we're getting a kind of awesome meet and greet. Or we're not Florida.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say what?
BB-8 is coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios as part of the launch bay there. He's joining Kylo Ren and Chewbacca, so we're not really losing anybody, it sounds like. Just a BB-8 meet and greet, which once again, like, this is one of those situations where I love it because we're meeting the BB-8. Like, this is the one. So I think this is great. I think this will be very popular.
Yeah, I mean, he was only available during the Run Disney events when they had the Star Wars ones, and he had the biggest line.
Yeah.
So like,
I love it.
It's literally a ball on the floor. So, like, come on.
I feel like this. I would want to do like a photo like I was getting ready to kick it like a soccer ball.
They'd probably say no.
I wouldn't actually kick it though.
But yeah, that's great that it's just an addition. I don't know why it didn't come any sooner.
Well, I will say, I'm sure the technology behind BB-8 is not cheap or easy. And I will say that when I saw, what's that terrible show in front of the Chinese theater called? Where basically the Star Wars photo op.
It's the Star Wars fashion show.
Yeah, the Star Wars fashion show, as people call it. BB-8 did not even come out for that. And he just rises up on an elevator when
I'm very interested to see if he will be moving, because
I hope so.
Because in the Star Wars marathon, he's just like there, and he like his head like moves and he makes sounds, but like
I hope he's
just
rolling around.
stationary.
It's a cool meet and greet. This one excites me. The lines are going to be insane. Book a fast pass is what I would have to say about that.
Staying over in Florida, there is another like dinner option specialty event dessert party /
Surprise!
dinner thing. Like always, over at the Contemporary at the California Grill, which is at the top. They're doing a new event called the Top Sip Savor Sparkle. The Top Sip Savor Sparkle. Say that 5 times.
Celebration at the top.
Yeah.
And
Sip Savor Sparkle.
Yes. So the sip means drinks. The savor means food.
And
the
sparkle means fireworks.
Pyro.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that Pyromaniacs behind the scenes tour to happen. I'd pay a good chunk of change for that.
Yeah. Well, this is so this starts February 26th. So it already started. And it's just another way to view fireworks and have dinner. And
it's not even. It's a very light meal. It's not a full.
It's a dessert party, but not desserts, but also food.
Yeah, so sushi, flatbread, and small plates is what they say. Complimentary bar, which I think is very popular for a lot of people, and desserts after the fireworks.
And with all that, it's actually, to me, I don't think the price is too much. It's only at $99 a person.
Yeah, it's
seeing as like the dessert parties are like $59.69,
Yeah.
like $99, and that includes alcohol, and you're at the top of the Contemporary, like that's a pretty good deal.
I would agree. It's not terribly priced. I'm not sure I would do it. I mean, whenever like a big benefit is alcohol, it doesn't really pay off in my case. But it's a pretty grand view of the fireworks.
But it's also one of those things, like you mentioned with the character breakfast, is you don't have to have park admission.
Yes, that's true. One of the things that always makes me a little skeptical with a fireworks added pay event is one of the fireworks are canceled. I'm pretty sure there's no refund. Because you're still getting the food, the drink, and all that stuff, and so I mean that's just risky. Obviously, much less risky in Florida than here at Disneyland. Do we have like firework dessert parties here? I'm sure we must have at some point.
We have a World of Color dessert party.
Okay, well that makes more sense because we cancel fireworks a lot, considering we have locals nearby. So, it's just a little risky.
Yeah.
If you would be superiorly bummed if the fireworks didn't happen, if that's like the only reason you're going, don't spend $99 is what I would have to say about that. But otherwise, pretty cool.
Yeah, especially with if they keep it with the new fireworks show they're debuting in May.
May.
May. That'd be cool to see it.
But it's only Sundays as of right now, so book those in advance. Before we hop over to Disneyland, I do want to mention La Nuba has announced that they're closing.
Yeah.
This is it's been running for I think almost 20 years. I think.
Well, not the same show. They've
upped it. La Nuba, the titled show La Nuba has been running that long, but they have made changes through the years. December 31st of this year will be your last chance to see Cirque du Soleil's La Nuba at Disney Springs. Quite a run, and I've seen it. Have you? I saw it a long time ago.
Yes, once.
Yeah, I saw it a very long time ago. I'm Cirque du Soleil. I've seen quite a few of their shows. My favorite by far so far that I've seen is Ka, which is in Las Vegas. That show's phenomenal. But in general, I don't leave those shows all that inspired. They're just a little too, I don't know. They like obviously what goes into it, the athletics and such are so impressive, but I like story, and they tend to lack story.
Yeah.
But great run for them. No idea really what's going to be going on with that space.
Obviously, everyone knows what we want to happen.
What?
And that's a permanent Disney Broadway show.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
As they have in Shanghai with Lion King and their Downtown Disney.
What show do you think they would put there
But
if they were to?
It's a very weird venue.
I think the venue might
Yeah.
get bulldozed.
Oh.
I think they might build something brand spanking
It's a
new.
very weird venue. So, if you want to build a new theater,
What would you put?
well, I think there's a lot of options. Lion King, obviously,
Newsies.
has like Mary Poppins, Newsies.
I feel like Aladdin is the one that would do well at
Aladdin.
Disney Springs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fairly new on Broadway, so they might not. Plus, it's going on tour right now.
Mm-hmm.
Lion King's a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
I could even see them using the current space and really like incorporating their Lion King production into that. It is a weird
it's like
space.
Very thin Festival of the Lion King.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That is true. Supposedly, it sounded like Disney's still going to have a relationship with Cirque du Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
So it may just be a brand new Cirque du Soleil show, which, frankly, for me, I would be a little disappointed by. But it also sounded like maybe they're going to bring Cirque out into Disney Springs as like street performers. I don't know. They didn't give information other than it's closing. I'm okay with it. That end will be very different very soon because Disney Quest is officially
Closed.
Has it closed or closing? I can't even remember.
It's been closing forever.
But it's weird because they had announced it was closing and the NBA thing was coming in, but then like it kind of got quiet a while and now it's back and they said no, we're definitely going away. NBA's definitely coming, and then Cirque du Soleil's right next to that, so it'll be some welcome changes over there. I think. And Disney Springs is obviously like still not complete.
No.
So I'm really excited to see this completed Disney Springs, which just means it's going to be longer now.
Disney Springs will never be completed
as long as there's imagination
left in the world.
It's true. I accept that and applaud you on that nerdiness.
Yes.
But over here at Disneyland, there was tons of Walt Disney World.
Oh,
news.
yeah. But Disneyland, we got some cool things over in Fantasyland for the celebration of the new Beauty and the Beast live action. We got some changes happening. Pinocchio's Village House has been transformed into the Red Rose Tavern with new menu items. Specifically, we have gray stuff.
It's delicious.
It's delicious.
I have not had our gray stuff. I've only had Florida's, which I was not impressed by. You made me get it. We went to be our guest, and you were like, "Get the gray stuff," and I did.
I've gone. I love it here. Like,
you got the gray stuff?
Yeah,
okay.
Over in Walt Disney World.
How long did you wait?
Honestly, not long at all.
Okay,
the first day it opened, they had crazy long lines.
Yeah.
After that, it died down. It seems like everyone wanted the Enchanted Rose Sipper that they released, and they were sold out on the first day. So then the lines died down.
Okay.
But they did start running out of food. I heard that at some points they were out of gray stuff. They were out of the other dessert. It was a lemon rose cake.
Yeah.
When I went, they were out of the lemon rose cake. They were out of all the sippers. So I got the gray stuff, and I got a Lumiere's chicken sandwich, which was pretty good.
The food actually sounds really good. Like
the food is great.
The Beast's burger sounded delicious.
They have poutine.
What the heck's that?
Poutine. It's like fries with like cheese
Oh,
curds
yes.
and a gravy and like beef.
I'm all for that.
Also, big thing for me, they instead of normal fries, they serve pommes frites.
What are those?
The pommes frites that you get at New Orleans Cafe, the ones with like Parmesan.
Oh!
And herb. So you don't have to go to the sit down to get pommes frites. Now you can get quick service pommes frites.
This sounds like a much better menu than than Pinocchio.
I'm like, and it's actually getting like huge lines. I'm like, Disney, you might just end up keeping this.
They might want to. I will say the interior, they did a very nice job. Now, granted, I never went to the Village House a ton. But I had a vague memory of what it looked like. Walking in, if you had told me this had always been Beauty and the Beast themed, I would have believed you in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Other than the sign outside, which they just put like a little tarp over the Pinocchio's Village House sign. The inside, like they have like a Gaston's picture with antlers around it. They added like a rose by like the front ordering entrance. There's like a stained glass portrait of Beast Castle. There's like characters around. There's like a giant bell mural. It's like great.
Yeah, as a continuity person myself, what do you think bothered me about this?
The Gaston's picture.
So there is a mix of
just like everything.
Animation Beauty and the Beast and live action Beauty and the Beast. So if you look around, the characters like Mrs. Potts and Lumiere and Cogsworth, those little figurines are around the tavern, like up on the bookshelves and stuff, and they're beautiful. They're the movie ones.
Any of them.
Oh yeah, they're all there, and they're the live action ones. But then on the walls, they have paintings of the animated characters from the animated film. So it's a mix of the live action and the animated, which bothers me
They're
a lot.
in the restaurant?
Yeah, in the seating area, yeah. Yeah, I'll show you pictures. But that bothered me. I mean, obviously this is used to promote the live action film. So I think like the photo of Gaston should have been the photo of the actor and Belle and all that stuff. So that was a bit of a bummer, but yeah, overall it's great. As I said, I didn't eat anything there, but it's pretty, I think this is a cool thing that they did. I want to see more stuff like this going on. I know the Beast was there opening day, walking around Fantasyland. Gaston is going to start walking around Fantasyland, which we haven't really had much of here at Disneyland. So that's cool. Is Gaston's famous brew, is that from the East Coast?
So it's LeFou's brew over in
That's
Magic Kingdom. It's Gaston's brew here. It's similar but different. I think LeFou's brew is apple juice mainly, and then ours is like passion fruit.
This
juice.
is apple mango punch topped with
Okay.
passion fruit foam.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
Okay.
But it is a little. It felt a little. I felt like Magic Kingdoms was more apple juicy.
All
but
right.
that was just me. But the presentation for Gray Stuff is totally different. I think it's a lot better here. Over in Be Our Guest, it's on this like hard like brownie thing, and you only get a little bit. This is like a full like shortbread cookie with a like red velvet cake and raspberry center, and then into a bunch of Gray Stuff on top. So it's like a lot more, and it's kind of better.
As far as the menu's concerned, just the burgers and like they had a pulled pork sandwich, I think, and the Beast burger sounded really good, like caramelized onions and everything. So I hope I hope the menu sticks around more than
Yeah. And then over in Fancy Fair over at Maurice's Treats, there's also a Gray Stuff twist, and a Red Rose twist. So a lot of beauty news items.
Of course, what else? The Royal Theater is doing their performance of Beauty and the Beast over there daily.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got some really cool stuff going on to promote the live action Beauty and the Beast, which is breaking all records with box office sales, and it's still not open. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So with the addition of new things, there's also some taking away. Disney seems to be like giving us something and then always taking something away. Disney Junior live on stage is closing for a specific reason.
Well, the show isn't closing; it's coming back in a different format. It sounds like so. So if you haven't seen Disney Junior live on stage, it basically represents all the kid shows on Disney Junior with puppets. And there's a union problem with the puppeteers. I don't want to say they're on strike. This isn't Newsies, but there are contract problems. And basically Disney's saying, we don't want to give in. So guess what? We're going to recreate a new version of the show using new technology, meaning screens is my guess. And they don't need puppeteers for it anymore. I think this is only here, right? This
which is
affecting the show.
It's not here, and Orlando has the exact same show pretty much, and Orlando will be keeping the puppets.
Yeah, so I mean, both sides keep saying this is not because of the puppeteer issue. I think that's BS.
Because there's no puppeteer union in Orlando.
Yeah, so the puppeteers here are asking to be part of AGVA, the American Guild of Variety Artists, which is like all theme park performers are AGVA here in SoCal, or most, I should say.
Yeah.
So, like, what they're asking, isn't that ridiculous? But for some reason, Disney doesn't want to give into it, it sounds like. And I guess it's their choice. It's their show. But it's kind of a bummer. So, the current version of Disney Junior live on stage will be ending here at Disney California Adventure in the spring.
April.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see what the new show will be. The quote is using new technology, making it easier for Disney to update. Now, I will give them this. That show does get updated a good amount.
Yeah.
Because shows on Disney Junior change. Like, I think originally it was called Playhouse Disney, and there was like a Big Bear in the Big Blue House thing. So it does change a bit. So I guess making it easier to change the show is a good idea. But the puppets were cute.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen it here a few times, and it's kind of ridiculous for adults to just go because you like sit on the floor.
You sit on the floor, yeah.
Yeah, and I will go see the new version. I'm curious. I'm
just for new technology's sake.
By new technology, I'm pretty sure it's just going to be projectors. It just means new for this show.
Yeah.
But I honestly feel bad for the puppeteers.
Yeah,
but
we're getting less performers in the park.
yeah, it's a bummer. But some cool stuff going on over at Disney California Adventure is the Summer of Heroes coming to Disney. Yeah. So if you don't know, the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I need to say it
Mission
like that.
Breakout, mhm.
It opens May 27th. May 27th.
May 27th?
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend.
Sure.
The
And
same day that Pandora opens.
yeah, yes, May 27th.
So media split up.
Yeah, and they're making it a whole superhero thing for the summer, which is very smart of them. Makes total sense. Part of this is the meet and greet with Groot, which I think we've discussed. Did we discuss this?
Did
on the
we?
show? I can't remember.
We talk
Maybe
about
not.
so many things.
I know. So there's a meet and greet with Groot, which is pretty cool. I'm hoping for Baby Groot. I don't think it's gonna be. Baby
I
Groot.
think it's gonna be like still.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. But we're also getting a Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just Guardians. We're getting just more Marvel itself in the parks.
Yeah, and they're calling this a year-round thing that they're doing. Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Dance Off, which, of course, it's Disney. We gotta have a dance party.
I assume it's going in the Mad Tea area.
I assume it's going inside the stage that was
Oh,
used
the
for
Frozen. Mhm.
That would be my guess, because they took down the Mad Tea stage. I don't see them putting
Yeah.
it back up. I'm hoping they don't put it back up, but I could be wrong. And if it's year-round, I don't know. Actually, it was kind of a fun party atmosphere at night over there with the stage outside. I feel like it would get less crowds if people couldn't walk by and see it. So maybe it will be out there. But they're saying that's going to be year round. A lot of this stuff is just for the summer.
Yeah.
Including an Avengers training initiative with Black Widow and Hawkeye, and special themed superhero food and merchandise, of course.
Woo.
You will probably buy it.
I don't know.
But
We'll see.
the more interesting thing with this press release is a quote that says, "Summer of Heroes inaugurates an ever-expanding universe of superhero stories at DCA or at Disney California Adventure that will become even bigger over time."
Yep.
So that's basically the admission of goodbye Hollywoodland, hello Marvel Land. I'm sure it'll be called Superhero Land because of legal stuff or something.
Maybe.
So I mean, to me, that's just the confirmation that we all assumed already. I am curious though. I feel like it's just going to be like to the left of Hollywood Boulevard is going to become the superhero stuff, because I feel like the animation building won't be touched, the Disney Junior won't be touched, and the trolley going up and down Hollywood Boulevard probably won't be touched.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be
And then I think we also talked about how Frozen's just like in the middle of that too.
Frozen, which apparently is still getting changes. I recently heard, and I think you confirmed, that they cut the opening song of the show.
We talked about this.
Did we on here? I can't tell if it's real life or here, but this is, I can't believe it's still making changes. So yeah, Frozen's going to be the thing that I think sticks out like a sore thumb. And even the trolley a little bit. I feel like the trolley, once all is said and done, what I would like to see to keep Marvel in an area is start at the Mission Breakout. The theater becomes something other than Frozen that's superhero related, and then all of the superhero stuff is to the left, but the trolley only goes as far as the animation building. Because to go beyond that, the trolley would be heading into Marvel area. That's what I would like to see happen. I don't know.
I just say go Bugs Land.
No! I'm okay with that if... First of all, I would be impressed if they made that an Ant-Man area.
Oh my god.
I would be impressed. But I would like to see It's Tough to Be a Bug stick around. No, you want to say goodbye to It's Tough to Be a Bug?
Yeah.
I love It's Tough to Be a Bug.
You can go see a Tree of Life. It's better.
Man, well, one of the coolest things that ever happened in that area was electronica, in my opinion. Yeah. And I simply mentioned that for segue purposes. If you haven't heard, the talk of a another Tron film is going around, starring Jared Leto. Which this is interesting because in 2015 they canceled the third Tron. What was the reason? Were the ratings bad for the second one?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Oh, that was back when they were doing all major cuts, budget cut issues.
Okay,
I remember that, and it was
they announced the Tron 3 and they're like, no, just kidding.
Yeah, I remember they took it away, and I think it was because of like huge budget stuff going on. But Jared Leto, I mean, he doesn't particularly excite me, but it's a big name. And I
liked Tron 2.
I know a lot of people were upset that the third Tron was canceled, so
Yeah.
I'm happy for them. Frankly, I would love Electronica to come back, so but I don't think it will. But that's kind of a little bit of shocking news that we got. And anything?
Yeah. Moving over to the Disneyland Paris. Disney bought out for more.
Most of it, yeah.
Most of like the ownership.
Yeah, they're buying.
Which is like exciting in my terms because like that park needs some help.
Yeah, apparently since the November 2015 terrorist attacks in Paris, their numbers just they've not been able to get them to grow. And Disney didn't own a lot of that park. And now they're changing that. I just love the fact that Disney like refuses to let one of their parks die.
Yeah.
You know, I know Hong Kong's going through trouble right now. They always seem to come in and say, here's the money. We're going to do what we got to do to make this work. Even Disney California Adventure, same thing. How much did they dump in? Like it was a $1.2 billion expansion or something. A lot of money. And so I just like that they're, you know, they recognize, hey, this is our brand. Even though we don't own most of it yet, we have to be responsible about this.
Yeah.
So I think it's great. And I personally really like Disneyland Paris. So I'm, you know, obviously the Walt Disney Studios park is the one that really needs the help. So I'd be curious to see what they do with that. But hopefully good things to come. They're obviously getting ready for their 25th anniversary. And hopefully that'll bring up numbers, but we'll see. Anywho, that's tons of news. Is
so
anything
much.
else you want to add, or are we good?
I think that's it.
Okay, I think that means it's trivia time! Hey folks, today on Trivia Time, I have Aaron Wallace, the author of The Thinking Fan's Guide to Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom, The Thinking Fan's Guide to Walt Disney World Epcot, and Hocus Pocus and Focus. Hello, Aaron. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me. I'm very excited as a longtime and passionate fan of Disney Coast to Coast.
Thank you very much. I'm a fan of your work as well. And all of that work can be found, by the way, at aaronwallaceonline.com, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent. Tons of movie reviews, music reviews. Basically, this guy writes about everything entertainment. So
Wow, you're just rattling everything off and like nailing the titles. I'm very impressed.
Your titles are very long, I will say. I was like, I got them all. We're good.
You got them.
But today we're doing for some trivia about It's a Small World. So would you like to ask me a question first, or shall I ask you?
I'll ask you first.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, and there are, I guess, two potential answers for this. How many characters or figures, I guess you could say, are in It's a Small World at Walt Disney World?
How is there two answers for this?
Okay, so this might be a little bit of a hint, but one answer would pertain specifically to the children, and then the other is if you include like the animals. And
Okay. Goodness. This is going to be just a wild guess. I'm going to say 242.
Is that children or including animals?
I'm going to say including animals.
Okay, you were very close if you had just said children.
And that's what I meant, children.
There you go.
Very close if I said just children. Should I go up or down? If it
Go a little up, a little up.
Let's go 247.
Take a larger step up than that.
252.
A little bit larger.
263.
You're going in increments of 10. Try like
297.
Oh, so close.
296.
Down a little more.
295. This is like The Price is Right. What's the number?
289.
289 children.
Yeah.
So if we start including all the animals and everything, we're going to be at like, oh goodness, 389.
Way higher.
Oh, wow. 602.
That's very, very close. I was 553.
553 all. And then
Yeah.
what was it?
289.
289. Wow.
Yeah. This is a Magic Kingdom.
It's a lot of dolls.
It's so many. I would not have believed that number myself, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean the finale alone. Geez, the finale alone has so many characters.
Yeah.
I wonder,
Yeah.
do you happen to know whether or not Disneyland has more or less?
I don't know. That is a very good question.
Well, next trivia time together, we can ask that one. But
It's the exact same plus however many Disney characters have been added.
there we go.
Yeah. I guess.
The bane of your existence.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a small world trivia for you. Today, we're going to be talking about, there are supposedly, I haven't noticed this myself, but in researching, supposedly there are 2 of the same thing in every single room. Do you know what these 2 things are that would be represented in every room in the ride?
Oh my gosh. Are we talking Disneyland's version?
I believe this is both, from what I understand, and it's related to the song. If you think, ironically, well, I'll just say that. It's related to the song.
So there are 2 of something in every room.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that wrong. In every room, there is one of this and one of that in every room.
Okay. I'm going to take a very wild guess and say that
I hope you're right.
There's one thing representing like happy, like smiles, and one representing tears. Like it's a world of laughter or a world of tears.
No, that's very good guess though. Do one more guess and think about those lyrics again.
Oh gosh, come up with another guess. Okay.
No, you're close with the lyrics. That's why I shouldn't say you're close, but I like that your head's thinking lyrically. You're in the right direction.
So I should be thinking about lyrics.
Yes, and you said, yeah. Just think of the lyrics. There is just one.
There's a moon and a golden sun in every room.
Apparently, yeah. That's what I read. And I think it's funny because the lyric is there is just one moon and one golden sun, but. I mean, and it's a small world. There are many more than one, but of course, it all represents one moon and sun. So I think that's fun. I'm gonna have to go through and check that out next time I ride because I can definitely have visuals of like, especially suns. I feel like the sun is a very big part of that attraction. But
that's fascinating to me, and I want to go right now and ride Magic Kingdoms and see if that's the case. I might go before we're done.
You can. I mean, it's right down the street. Go do it.
Yeah.
You got nothing else to do, right? Excellent. Well, those were fun. Now we know a little bit more about It's a Small World. Actually, I got another one just for the heck of it. Do you know what the original title of the attraction was?
Oh, gosh. I mean, like, in theory, I know this because I have read this. I feel like I maybe even have written about it. But
he probably did write about it. Now, it was originally entitled Children of the World, which...
Yeah.
Terrible name, so... I'm happy with It's a Small World. But
yeah.
Anyway, thanks so much for coming on the show, Aaron. Once again, you can see all of his work at AaronWallaceOnline.com. Check out the Thinking Fans guidebooks. They are fantastic. We got Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Hopefully soon we'll be getting Animal Kingdom and Disney Hollywood Studios. Are either of those in the work? Let's break something here. Come on. Some Aaron Wallace breaking news. Anything?
Things are always in the works, and maybe you should think a little more broadly.
Oh, nice.
That's
nice. All. I like that. And follow up to Hocus Pocus in Focus. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in Focus. I'm sure any day now. With
that and the In Focus book for the Hocus Pocus sequel, because we both know that's going to happen.
Of course. Just tell me this. If the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids book ever happens, do I get like a foreword or anything out of it?
You get an entire chapter.
Nice. I love it.
The man who reawakened my passion for Kids.
I love
it. A tribute. Yeah.
Boom. I love it. Excellent. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Aaron. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Jeff. This was fun.
Okay, well, that was some fun trivia, but before we go, I do want to remind you guys we have a contest going on. Go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com, click on the contest tab, and you can enter to win The Thinking Fan's Guide to Walt Disney World Epcot by Aaron Wallace. A very fun read, all about Epcot, teaching you more stuff about that park than you ever thought you'd need to know.
My favorite.
Your favorite park, that's right. So make sure you go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com and enter. There's a few days left to do that if you're listening to this episode the day it comes out. And, of course, got to give some shout-outs. Some iTunes shout-outs. How do you get a shout-out? Pat, how do you get a shout-out?
Give us a 5-star review on iTunes.
That's right. Write us a 5-star written review on iTunes. Just like Mrs. Birdzell. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lover of all things Disney.
Obviously.
Thank you very much. Beauty 325692.
It's a lot of numbers.
It's our phone number. Just figure out an area code. Actually, no, it would still be missing a number. Christmas Freak 123. Love that.
For Halloween, but
Me too. Nat 849.
Cool.
I just love the numbers. Hey 98380.
Oh.
And MJ Arnold.
Yeah.
Woo! Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for going to iTunes and leaving us that 5-star written review. It helps other Disney fans find the show. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think that's going to do it, right?
That's it.
Okay, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.
Thanks for watching Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.